6 on your site at 10 starts now.
I have concluded that no criminal charges will be filed against Deputies Brian Wood and Cody Rowland.
9 months after Council Rancher Jack Yantis was shot and killed by officers, the investigation is over. No charges filed. Tonight, for the first time, you will see and hear the evidence.
The owner of the cow has been shot. We have multiple ambulances. We have multiple vehicles. We have quite a disaster here.
And we're live with reaction from angry Jack Yantis supporters.
Everyone wants justice. That's our main objective is justice. Somebody's got to pay for what they did. It was murder.
It has been 271 days since Council Rancher Jack Yantis was shot and killed by police right along the road to his ranch. 271 days of agony for the Yantis family and supporters demanding justice for Jack. 271 days of death threats for the Adams County deputies, maintaining they did the right thing. And tonight, we've learned that the events that ripped apart this community all took place in just 5 short minutes. Today's Attorney General report shed new light on questions we've had, and likely you as well. So here are some basic facts. Jack Yantis was shot 12 times, 3 rounds to the abdomen, 8 to his upper extremities, 1 round, the fatal shot into his chest. Adams County Deputy Brian Wood, a 6-year law enforcement veteran. The AG's investigation concluding one of the 16 shots he fired killed Yantis. And then there's Adams County Deputy Cody Rowland, a 15-year law enforcement veteran. He fired 4 shots. Both Woods and Rowland had no prior officer-involved shootings, both deputies testing negative for drugs and alcohol. The investigation found Jack Yantis did fire 1 shot from a rifle. Yantis' blood alcohol level was slightly over 0.1. That is over the legal limit to drive. Of course, this all started after a car hit and injured one of Jack Yantis' bulls. He was running loose along Highway 95. Soon after arriving, Deputy Rowland asked dispatch to call the owner of the injured bull because it was getting more agitated.
He was getting more and more agitated.
I advised him that he was very irritated.
At this point, Jack Yantis was on his way down to this scene. 5 minutes later,
Council 2, shots fired. Owner's been shot. Council 407, we need additional units now.
those 5 minutes turned into a 9-month investigation. And finally, today, according to the state's highest law enforcer, it is case closed.
And he's pointing directly down at all of our ambulance guys and fire guys. And I said, whoa, stop, hang on.
Detective Brian Wood told state police investigators when he tried to stop Jack Yantis from firing his rifle towards emergency crews, the situation quickly escalated. Today, Attorney General Lawrence Wasden said the series of events that left Yantis dead all happened in a matter of 5 minutes.
Mr. Yantis was called at 7:22. The officers radioed at 7:27 that Mr. Yantis had been killed. So all of these events are occurring within a very compressed time frame, 5 minutes from the phone call until he has been shot by the officers.
Wasden says there were 4 key witnesses on the night of November 1st, but their information was inconsistent, especially details from Jack's wife, Donna, and nephew, Rowdy, who were both on the scene. As Donna watched her husband die, she suffered a heart attack. She provided officers with a videotaped statement while being rushed to the hospital, and then 10 days later, investigators interviewed her from her hospital room. She said she never saw Jack point his rifle at the officers.
The cop closest to me just pulled his gun and they opened up fire. And then he fell down. And he turned and pointed his gun at me, told me to get down, and handcuffed me.
Jack's nephew, Rowdy, told investigators he saw a deputy grab Jack and sling him across the road, and claims the last shot fired at Jack happened as he lay on the ground. but he never heard his uncle fire his gun.
He didn't reach for the bolt to recharge it. You know, if somebody grabbed me when I was trying to do a job like that, my gun probably would have went off. I didn't hear his gun go off. I don't think it went off, but I can't say definitively.
Investigators with the Attorney General's office reviewed more than 5,000 pages of reports, lab results, witness statements, and other evidence. They concluded Yantis fired one round.
Who fired first? Some indicate perhaps Mr. Yantis did, or it was simultaneous. But in any event, as Mr. Yantis moved, there was firing that occurred. And Mr. Yantis was struck 12 times? Yes. And ended up in the roadway on the southbound lane.
In total, the officers fired 20 shots, leaving Yantis with 12 bullet wounds, 8 from Wood's .223 caliber AR-type rifle and 4 from Roland's .45 caliber handgun. Deputies also shot the bull 6 times. Though some of the deputies' details don't match up, they both claim Jack pointed his rifle toward Roland and they fired in response to a threat.
When that gun barrel went down and he started to tip, that was the last shot I fired.
The AG says the event was a tragedy, but he has to follow the guidelines of the law. According to Wasden, the law would only allow deputies to be charged if evidence supports a conviction beyond reasonable doubt. Since the shooting, the town of Council, of course, has been divided. And since today's decision, that gap has only widened. Police tonight asking for calm, while Jack Yantis' supporters are left speechless. 6 on Your Side's Michael Severin has spent the entire day in Council speaking with the Adams County Sheriff and residents. Michael, what did you find out?
Michelle, the Adams County Sheriff Office is tense after the ruling came down and say now is the time for the community to heal. But supporters of the Yantis family say they are still seeking justice. The announcement by the Attorney General's office has left many Justice for Jack supporters feeling justice has not been done. No criminal charges filed against the 2 Adams County Sheriff deputies who shot and killed Jack Yantis.
The Attorney General is wrong. And I'm go ahead. You want to call me up, Attorney General? Let's get after it.
I actually expected that outcome, and yet I was still stunned. There's this part of me that keeps hoping that people are going to rally and we're going to see some real justice.
The Adams County Sheriff says the ruling is a mixed bag, saying it's just another step in the process, adding the community needs to stay calm.
I hope and I pray that cool heads will prevail. I'm a man of faith, and I believe nothing happens without a reason, and I believe that there's a higher power watching over us.
The AG's announcement comes at the start of the Adams County Fair and Rodeo, a time where council swells with visitors. Sheriff Zolman says he's disappointed in the Attorney General for releasing his findings during the time of the fair, a move he specifically asked him not to do. He says his officers are on high alert.
It's clear that in the nation, law enforcement is, we're under attack, and we've just now had a reason here in Adams County. But, you know, I really believe in our community. I believe in the people that live here. I have faith in them and their protection.
While there is division amongst the town, supporters of the Yantis family say they are all still part of a community.
Even though we're deeply divided, we're still neighbors, and at the bottom of it all, we love each other.
And the Sheriff Zolman tells me that since the ruling has come down, there's been no threats made to the community. He also tells me that the 2 deputies involved in the shooting are on administrative leave still, and that both of them are wanting to get back to work. Reporting live in Council, I'm Michael Severin, 6 on Your Side.
You might remember last December, the widow of Jack Yantis broke her silence and sat down with 6 on Your Side for an exclusive interview. Donna Yantis publicly shared her story of watching her husband die right in front of her next to the family ranch in Council. That very same night, during the time of her husband's death, yes, Donna suffered a heart attack. It landed her in critical condition, even prevented her from attending Jack Yantis' funeral. Donna told us the events of November 1st are impossible to forget. And while she didn't know the deputies involved in the shooting before that night, they are now burned into her memory.
I just know I'll never forget their faces now, because I see them every night.
At that time, Donna told us she's still suffering from anxiety and chest pains. If you'd like to see her full interview, go to 6onyourside.com. And we actually spoke to Donna earlier today. She told us the family does not have a comment at this time, but they are working to release a statement on Monday. Tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m., members of the Justice for Jack Facebook group will actually take to the State House steps to protest the Attorney General's decision. The Yantis family has also filed a civil suit that has yet to be resolved. So, of course, 6 on Your Side will continue to follow this story for you. We always want to know what you think. Join our Facebook conversation on 6 on Your Side and our Facebook page. And for the very latest, don't forget to download our free new 6 on Your Side app. It will bring you the very latest details on air, online, and on mobile. More news still ahead on 6 on Your Side. 2 local women have a powerful message for people riding in the back of pickups after they were involved in a bad crash.
And one more triple-digit day on the way before cooler temperatures. What to expect for the rest of the weekend in your full forecast next.
Don Nelson, Michelle Edmonds, Chief Meteorologist Scott Dorval. This is 6 on Your Side at 10.
Finally starting to cool down for the day. Currently 88 in Boise. Clear skies. There's our live look at the village at Meridian. Very light winds out there. Temperatures today reached 100 degrees in Boise. Our normal temperature is about 93. Record at 104. So we can be thankful we're not that warm, but still pretty hot. Our precipitation for the year, though, pretty low compared to our normal, so it is very dry. Today's high temperatures throughout the region: 101 in Mountain Home. All this pink you see on the map is 100 or higher. 96 in Twin Falls, 91 in Haley, 90 in McCall. So not really any relief in the mountains either. If you take a look at our radar, these red areas are fire warnings. The beige areas are fire watches. That means it's very dry and there is a risk for fires out there, especially with the conditions tomorrow. There might be some dry lightning. If you take a look at our Stanley and our Sawtooth cam, you see some smoke rolling through the area. That's from the Pioneer Fire. Sun Valley also seeing that. The East Central Mountains seeing a lot of that smoke, especially in the morning and evening hours. A chance for fire tomorrow is higher. We see mostly clear skies, some clouds in the afternoon, and then these thunderstorms start to pop up. They're not bringing much precipitation, but they do have that chance for lightning. So be on the watch out there and watch burns at all. If you're camping in the area, maybe skip the fire just to be safe for the next few days while those watches and warnings are in place. Boise, a hot one, 101 on your Saturday. Sunny with a very calm wind. If you're trying to get some breeze, that might be a problem as well. In the Treasure Valley, 100s throughout the region. 104 in Vail and Weiser, 101 in Nampa, 102 in Meridian for the high. Scorching temperatures, Mountain Home out there, 102. Winds very light tomorrow in the West Central Mountains. Hot, 96 in Idaho City, 99 in Garden Valley, 97 in Riggins. McCall and Donnelly a little cooler at 89 degrees. Light breezes through the East Central Mountains. A chance of those afternoon thunderstorms starting about 3 and into the evening hours. 86 in Stanley. They'll also see some breezy conditions in the afternoon, partly cloudy with some isolated thunderstorms or a chance of those in the Magic Valley with a high of 99 in Twin Falls. There is some relief on the way. I did promise you some relief. Here it comes. 101 for your Saturday, 95 on your Sunday, and then we're back into the 80s for your Tuesday and Wednesday. So if you're at the point where you can't take the heat anymore, it's coming to an end.
I think that's a good thing to hear this weekend.
It's a good sign. Yeah, after this weekend, you'll be ready for it.
Thanks, Marissa. A Boise baby is capturing hearts worldwide with her reaction to hearing for the first time. I sit down with mom and dad, still ahead.
You're watching 6 on Your Side at 10.
2 local young women in the hospital tonight after an accident on Highway 55. They were riding in the back of a pickup when it crashed. Today, they actually called from their hospital rooms 6 on Your Side so they could let other people know, don't ride in the back of a pickup. Ian McGrady is on your side with their story.
There's a law about riding in the back of pickup trucks in Idaho. It's about children under 7. They must ride inside the cab. but anyone else can ride in the back of a pickup truck in Idaho. And many do, especially on hot summer nights, a risk that accident victims Ashlyn Upfer and Brittany Baxter say people should not take.
It sounds like it's fun, it sounds like it's free, it sounds like it's just the sound of summer.
I mean, it's fun to take risks, but risks like that aren't funny, and it's really scary. And, you know, we were sober. Like, we don't drink or do drugs. And you know how many kids are probably out there drinking and doing that? That's what's even more scary. You know, like, I'm lucky that I'm alive, and I'm lucky my friend's alive right now. Because I have no idea how we are.
They both have many injuries. Ashlyn is at risk of paralysis. Brittany's pelvis is fractured, and she will use a walker for a few months. They both put potential danger to the side.
Like, oh, this is fun. This is America, country. Let's do this, you know?
And for a little while, they enjoyed the ride.
Looking down at my phone, trying to get a song to play.
We closed our eyes.
And all of a sudden, we started kind of fishtailing, and I thought it was the driver just showing off.
I hear skidding, and Ashlyn was like, dude, what are you doing? Stop. And then it was just so quick, like he hit the boat, and then I look up and that lady and her kids are just like bam into the side of the truck, and I just like flew out the back, and then just like I saw like bright light, and I smacked my head so hard on that pavement, and then I was like passing out. I'm like happy to have my teeth and stuff, you know? It's crazy.
Idaho State Patrol says riding in the back of an open truck is unsafe, and they do not recommend it.
Anyone riding in the back of a pickup can be unsafe. The issue is not necessarily the driver's abilities, it's the not knowing the abilities of the drivers around you. If they're paying attention, what they have going on in their lives, things can happen in a second.
They give seatbelt tickets, but it's all right for you to be riding in the back of a truck? Like, that makes no sense at all.
Ian McRady, 6 on your side.
The Pioneer Fire has grown more than 3,000 acres in size. Nearly 1,000 firefighters continue to battle those flames north of Idaho City. The fire is more than 16,000 acres now and only 27% contained. Emergency managers updated the community at a fire meeting tonight at the Loman Emergency Services building. Well, along with the weather, mosquito season is heating up. If you have plans that involve hanging out along the Boise River this weekend, you'll want to take some precautions. Mosquitoes in that area have been found to carry the West Nile virus. Canyon County Mosquito Abatement District also keeping a close eye on Parma. That's where a test came back positive for the virus this week. Experts say the best way to defend yourself is, of course, to use an insect repellent containing DEET.
Those species of mosquitoes are out there, and take the necessary precautions as far as preventing mosquito bites, because it only takes one.
Just one more piece of advice. If you have livestock, change out their troughs every 3 days to keep the mosquito population down. A tradition that began 25 years ago carries on this weekend on the Basque Block. Yep, the San Ignacio Festival is back. It's an annual event to honor the patron saint of the Basques. The public is invited to enjoy local musicians, dancers, as well as take part in Basque sports.
I just look forward to seeing friends and family. There are a lot of people that you don't get to see throughout the year. You know, they're in town for the festival.
If you want the full schedule of events, head to our website. We've got it there for you, 6onyourside.com. Meet baby Annabelle. She recently discovered the joy of hearing her mother's voice after months of silence. You're going to hear from her proud parents after the break.
Now, the Allergy Report, brought to you by Boise Valley Asthma and Allergy Clinic.
The good news for allergy sufferers: if you're spending time outside, you'll mostly have to worry about the heat. Pollen count very low, only at 8. Pine is the big culprit out there right now, so enjoy your time outside if you like the heat. Michelle?
Sounds good. Thanks, Marissa. Well, a Boise baby is inspiring people around the world through a simple video of a profound moment.
Can you hear? Say hi, Mom. Hi. Can you hear me? Wow.
You are witnessing 3-month-old Annabelle Lawless hearing for the first time.
Hi. Can you hear me?
It's a video that's gone viral, viewed tens of thousands of times all over the world.
Ever since I found out she was deaf and we got a plan in place, I couldn't wait to talk to my daughter and tell her I loved her. Can you hear your mommy?
The journey to this day, though, started with heartbreak for Sarah, Joe, and Tyler. Annabelle failed her hearing test at birth, but doctors didn't worry until she didn't pass again at a month old.
It was so awful. just, what do you do? Like, I'm here holding my baby, and I just been told that this whole time she couldn't hear me.
My legs got weak. I had to sit down. It was one of the hardest things I've ever had to hear.
We kind of went through a grieving process of denial. I'm like, I wish it could be me. I wish I could give her my ears.
Doctors, though, could help. They fitted the tiny tot with hearing aids, and with Sarah recording the moment, turned them on this week.
Those are some pretty faces. As a mom, I could not have asked her to respond any better than that.
Nor could her doctor, who clapped to test the volume of the hearing aids.
She's looking for it. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. She's looking.
Look at those eyes. You never want to get too excited and say, oh, that's the most wonderful thing I've ever seen. But in that case, it was pretty close.
A moment no one in the room or now on the World Wide Web will forget.
It was like as good as the day she was born. Look at you hearing.
So cute. And Annabelle could make history, becoming the youngest child in Idaho to get cochlear implants. Doctors hope to perform that surgery when she's just 9 months old. Here's our live tower cam from the Village at Meridian. One final check of the weekend forecast when we come back. One last story tonight. We had to show it to you. An extreme stunt outside Los Angeles. A skydiving daredevil preparing to leap from 25,000 feet without a parachute or one of those wingsuit, only a huge net to catch him. As ABC's Kanya Whitworth reports, television cameras, as you can imagine, were rolling.
A death-defying stunt. Luke Aikens, one of the most skilled skydivers in the world, with 18,000 jumps under his belt, now going for the unthinkable. A 25,000-foot drop, twice as high as a normal skydive.
You will not have a parachute, you will not have a wingsuit, you will just have this. Oh, it kind of is like a race car driver.
Exactly.
A free fall at 120 miles an hour, using only his body to steer him into this 100 by 100 foot net.
I have roughly over 200 jumps training for this. We had to have so many jumps in a row to be able to say that we're going to really do this thing.
Testing the net, they dropped 200-pound dummies like this, but one of them crashing right through. Now, after some final adjustments, this daredevil is hoping to make history tomorrow night on live television.
What makes you the most nervous?
And I got a wife and a son.
Right.
I plan on being here for a long time, being a pain in his neck.
Both will be there, cheering for a safe landing. Kana Whitworth, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Oh,
no way, no how,
Can you
never,
imagine?
ever.
I know a lot of people have skydiving on their bucket list. I have no desire, do you?
Into a net with no parachute?
Oh my goodness. Well, you might have to do that tomorrow in order to catch a breeze. It's going to be hot out there. 101 in the Treasure Valley is the high. And then we'll be cooling down just a little bit for your Sunday, but the bigger cool down comes midweek next week. We're back into the 80s, so there is some good news as far as those people who hate the heat. You're getting out of it a little bit for at least a couple days.
I think there are easier ways to catch a breeze.
Yeah, a little safer too, maybe.
Go jump in a pool. We hope you have a wonderful weekend. There's plenty of information on our website, 6onyourside.com, regarding the Jackie Antis investigation.